Hi, I'm Holly and welcome to my channel, Holly Go Read. Today we're going to be doing the Unpopular Opinions book tag. Everybody loves unpopular opinions. I think everybody secretly loves salt, and there are a few things I'm going to be salty about today. Surprise, surprise. It's unpopular opinions. But just as a small disclaimer, if I don't like something that you don't like, that is not a personal attack on you or your taste. It's just simply something that I didn't enjoy. We're all people. We're all entitled to our opinions. These are my probably unpopular opinions. So number one is a popular book or series that you didn't like. And for that one, I'm going to say this was a New York Times bestseller. It was a National Book Award finalist, and I absolutely despised this book. I hated it so badly that I actually returned it. I so badly did not want to support this work that I got my money back. I've never returned a book I didn't like, but I returned this one. And that was I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica L. Sanchez. I personally believe that this book perpetuated and supported very, very harmful Hispanic stereotypes. I believe this book was very poorly marketed in that it said that it was going to be about a kind of self-discovery journey after her sister, the main character's sister, had died. What we actually got was the book of somebody, about somebody who was severely depressed and suicidal. Yeah, I was not happy with that book. Frankly, I thought it was terrible. I thought it perpetuated the idea that every Mexican man is a rapist, and I do not accept that. I don't. I'm sorry. Every single character outside of this girl's family who was a man and was Hispanic came off as rapist. Again, I'm not okay with that. Yeah, just so many things about that book that I did not like, on top of which her protagonist was the most unlikable human being I have ever seen written in fiction. Ever. So that's why I didn't like that one. And I guess it's an unpopular opinion because I have seen that book mentioned on several other people's channels as a recommendation for what to read for like Hispanic Heritage Month or for Own Voices. Oh, I do not agree. But anyway, moving on. If you want to see my full rant about that book, go watch my Hispanic Heritage video, because the first like 10 minutes are me ranting about that book. Number two, a popular book or series that everyone seems to hate but you love. So I know a lot of people really love this book, but I feel like in the booktube community especially, there is some extra special hate for John Green, but particularly for Paper Towns. I sincerely enjoy this book, and I think that some people don't take it as what it was meant to be taken as. This was basically, and I've seen an interview with John Green saying this, that it was basically him saying don't make manic pixie dream girls out of people. People are people. But yet somehow people still point to this book and say, oh, look at the manic pixie dream girl. No. Quentin makes Margot a manic pixie dream girl. She wasn't. She even said, I mean, there's that really great quote that about thinking about people as more than people. He was thinking of her as an idea and not a person. He made her a manic pixie dream girl, not John Green. John Green wrote her as her own person, basically warning us about the dangers of thinking as people as more than they are. We're all just humans trying to figure out our own stuff. So I'll defend this book because I enjoyed it. Number three, a love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you didn't want them to end up with. I'm gonna warn you, it's a spoiler or an OTP you don't like. So if you have not read Dumplin' or intend to read Dumplin', do not listen to like the next couple seconds. When I stop pointing at the book, you're safe to listen again. Okay. Ready? Ready? Okay. I didn't like Bo and Dumplin together. And I'm actually a little bit upset because the guy that I did like, I looked at the IMDb cast list for the movie and I don't see anyone cast as Mitch. So I think they wrote him out of the movie, which makes me really, really upset because I didn't like Bo. I mean, he was okay, but I thought Mitch was a heck of a lot better. And I'm gonna be really, really upset if he's not in the movie because I felt like that was my ship. My ship didn't sail, but hey, that was my ship. And if they don't write my ship into the movie, I'm gonna be very, very upset. So number 4, a popular book genre that you hardly reach for, and that for me is gonna be sci-fi. Particularly in YA, or just any fiction. I like contemporaries and I like fantasy. And if I like fantasy, I mean, I'll do urban. I like urban fantasy a little bit more than high fantasy, although I do really like your, stereotypical high fantasies, your Tolkiens, that kind of stuff. But those I feel like a lot harder to get into. It's a lot more world building, where urban fantasies like Harry Potter or even magical realism, like the Anna Marie McLemore books, those are easier. There are easier worlds to get into. High fantasy is a little harder for me, but sci-fi, I just never reach for. I don't know why that is. I just don't really get into the descriptions. I guess I want it to be magic. I don't want it to be science. And that's just kind of me as a person. But if you have some really good sci-fi recommendations, absolutely leave those down in the comments for me. Because I'm trying. I like trying new things, and I feel like sci-fi is something that I should get more into. And then number 5, a popular or beloved character you do not like. So this one comes with a lot of retrospection. When reading the book, I really loved this character, and when this character died, I was very, very upset. I remember crying my eyes out when it happened, and I'm sure anyone who's devoted to the series remembers that as well. But, and for anybody who hasn't fully read Harry Potter, this is a spoiler, so be warned. Because this is a Harry Potter character that I'm about to say. I feel like everybody knows this, but if you're the one person, or not the one person, I feel like there are several booktubers out there that never read Harry Potter. So this spoiler warning is for you. Okay, I warned you. But when Dumbledore dies, I was very upset. In rereading the books and understanding the ending, I hate him. I don't hate him. I guess, like Snape, he's a very morally gray character, but he thought he was so much in the right. But, there were just so many things he did wrong, and I mean, I guess that's what makes good, complex, flawed characters. But there were so many times where Dumbledore should have come clean with Harry, and he didn't. And it just bugs me so much. Like, he raised this kid basically to be a sacrificial lamb. And this whole time you're thinking, he's this great, grandfather kind of figure. And this kid's like, no, he is raising him to be slaughtered. And I can't really, I don't track with that very well. Also, as we get this more expanded universe, I find myself having less and less sympathy for Dumbledore. And I think that's mainly because JK keeps inserting things into her books that she didn't write, like diversity, more complicated backstories, character associate. Anyway, I digress. Just because you say that Dumbledore is gay, and not that I have any problem with Dumbledore being gay, but being like, oh yeah, he was gay the whole time. You wrote nothing into your book that makes me think that. Other than his relationship with Grindelwald. So, I mean, I can buy him being gay, but then the other one's like, oh yeah, there was a Jewish kid, his name was this, and this, didn't you know? Or, okay. I digress. I digress. But yeah, Dumbledore just, which sucks because he's got some really like great quotes, and like especially in like books 1 and 2, like this, I mean, yes. But as we get further along in the series, it's kind of like, Dumbledore, you shady AF, and I can't track with you no more. But yeah, that's. Go ahead. Shoot me now. I'm a bad Harry Potter fan. I don't agree with Dumbledore. Okay. A popular number 6. A popular author you can't seem to get into. And here's where I lose the few subscribers that I have. And I have to say, Sarah J. Maas. Go ahead. I can feel you leaving. Okay. So now that I have 2 subscribers left, let me tell you how I feel about her work. So I read a couple of the ACO whatevers. I read the first one, the second one, and made it part of the way through the third one. Those books are so freaking problematic that I can't even, if you want to like get into the depths of how problematic these are, I can't remember her name, but her channel name is Paperbackdreams. I will link her videos down in the description because she's got it spot on. These books are problematic AF, and nope, I can't get into it. And the writing style, no. I know a lot of people really love like the Throne of Glass, and I know everybody's been freaking out about Kingdom of Ashes. I have no interest in reading those books. I read the description for Throne of Glass, and I know like she starts off her first books with like loose fairy tale retellings, and like you're supposed to kind of suffer through, that the books get better as they go. I don't like that idea of having to suffer through a couple of books to get to the better books. That doesn't track for me. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. Again, like I know I probably lost most of my subscribers by saying that I don't like Sarah J. Maas and I have no interest in her as an author, but if you like her, good for you. She writes some class A smut, let me tell you. And I could get into the whole new adult versus young adult debate, but I won't. I feel like that's been done pretty well at this point. I haven't read any Throne of the Glass books. I understand that the smut is slightly lower key in those, but in the ACOs, there's some smut that I know if I was, 17 or 16 or 14, which a lot of young adult readers are, my mama would not have been happy with me reading these books. Heck, I'm 24 years old and I still don't know if my mama would like me reading these books. That's the Bible Belt for y'all. Okay, yeah. So, I think her books are problematic, and shoot me now, okay? Okay, number 7, for the 2 of you that are still here, or the 1 person that makes it this far in the video. A popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. So this one is going to be, and my most recent example is in Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida Cordova, and that is going to be the bad boy with the tragic backstory. I am so sick and tired of bad boys with tragic backstories. It's boring, it's overdone, been there, done that, and especially the bad boys that use their tragic backstories as an excuse for portraying the protag. I'm done. Like, oh, I should be absolved of all the things I did horribly wrong because I was treated poorly as a child. It don't work that way, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I don't like it. It bugs me, and I don't absolve the bad boy characters of their shenanigans just because they have a bad backstory. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I want it to stop being written. But, I mean, a bad boy who's just like, oh yeah, my parents neglected me. That means that I can betray you and get you caught by, you know, our one-dimensional villain. You have to forgive me because I was poorly treated. No. 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 Okay, number 8. A popular series that you have no interest in reading. So I had a little trouble getting to this. But this one comes up a lot on BookTube. I've read the description. I've read the reviews. I don't have any interest in it. And that's going to be The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I know a lot of people really like that series, and I just have no interest. I read the story, or I read the blurb on Goodreads, and just doesn't appeal to me. It just doesn't. I may also have some like leftover anxiety about birds from PC and Kirsten Cast's House of Night series, like the bird hybrid people things still give me nightmares. Like, that's creepy AF. Like, I can't track with half bird, half people. Like, it basically like bird head and bodies with like legs and arms, and that's just terrifying. That's just terrifying. No, with like red people eyes. Like, no. So just, you lost me at Ravens. You just did. And last up, that's gonna be number 9. So the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie. But what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer to the book? Now for that one, I actually discovered very recently, and that is Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. So I tried to read the book. I actually DNF'd it. And I was really sad to do it because I absolutely adore the movie. I mean, Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. Those two are great. The ladies who play the ants, they are freaking fabulous. And like, the ants weren't really a part of the story in Practical Magic, the book, which was sad. No. I didn't enjoy it. And the book is just, I mean, the movie is just so much fun and great, and yeah, I highly recommend watching the movie. I don't personally recommend reading the book, but that's it. Okay, so we have come to the end of my unpopular opinions. I feel like this is one that gets made a lot and also can be made multiple times. So maybe, you know, once I read some more books down the line, I'll have some more unpopular opinions for you. But this is my first shot at it, so go ahead, tear me apart. I am ready. So for anyone who made it this far, thank you so much for sticking in with me today. Go ahead and do all that fun stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Holly, and go read.